Notice if you're holding on to anything in the lower back. Start to soften those areas. Breathe here. Release here, let it go. Just noticing the breath. Noticing the mind. And then we're going to move up into the chest area. So noticing if you're holding on to any tension, any tightness in the chest. Breathing here into the heart. And just releasing and letting go. Opening the shoulders, neck, and back. So we're just going to take a few deep breaths here. Releasing any tension, any tightness. Noticing, releasing, and letting go. And then I want you to start to notice if you're holding on to anything in the upper back. Maybe in the shoulder blades. Soften here. Release here. And send the breath to those tighter, tense spots. Releasing, letting go. And then notice if you're holding on to anything in the shoulder blades here. So feeling them slide down the back. Releasing and letting go. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. Breathing into this space. Maybe swallowing for a moment if that feels good. Releasing the throat and the neck. Breathe here. Release here, let it go. And then notice if you're holding on to any tension, any tightness in the forehead. Maybe in the jaw. Wherever it may be, again, taking a few deep breaths. Releasing into this space. So scanning the whole entire body. Notice. Without judgment, if you're still holding on to any tension, any tightness. We're going to take a few deep breaths in through the nose. And then just exhale, release, let it go out the mouth. Releasing all the muscles. Releasing all the thoughts. And just feeling the breath in the body. So if you want to, you can close the eyes here and just start to feel the breath as it moves in and out of the body. Noticing. Releasing and letting go. So staying with the breath. Breathe. When you take a deep breath in, notice your heartbeat here. Notice the small movements in your body. And just stay with that for a moment. Again, you can keep the eyes closed if that feels good. Focusing on the breath. Focus on the heartbeat. And then notice where the mind starts to wander when the body stops. So we all have patterns, we all have habits and stories. But becoming aware of them throughout our practice is going to help us in the world. So we're just going to take the next few moments to notice. Notice what's going on in the mind without judgment. And then start to notice which one of those are stories. Or maybe just a habit from childhood or early adolescence. And just being able to tell the difference between those old stories, those old patterns, and the patterns and habits that we have that serve us. So taking a nice deep breath in. Start to release the whole entire body. And then just start to notice. Notice the mind. Become aware of those habits and patterns. And then try not to judge them. So the next few minutes, we're just going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose. You can exhale, release out the mouth, or you can keep those lips sealed, whatever feels good here. Just focusing on the breath. Focusing on releasing the body. And don't try to control the mind. We're just going to observe it. Noticing. So again, just stay with the breath. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. We're focusing on that deep inhalation and exhalation. Focusing on releasing the body. So just releasing all the muscles. And then start to notice what pops up. Maybe nothing pops up. Maybe stories pop up. Maybe your to-do list pops up, or things we worry about. Whatever it may be, we're just going to take the next few breaths to identify whatever that is, and then just be with it for a moment. Without judgment, without fixing. Just notice. Stay with the breath. So if you want, you can take the right hand to the heart, left hand to the belly. You can close the eyes if that works for you here. Whatever works with keeping the breath consistent. And then releasing the body. So notice if something starts to creep up. Maybe it's the shoulder blades. Maybe it's the back. Release, let go. And then just start to notice the mind. Again, not trying to control the mind here. Just notice it for what it is. Breathe here here into it. Release here into it. And you can always just let it go. If you want, you can keep those hands where they are. You can drop them by the side. Either keeping those eyes closed, or you can bat them open a little bit. Whatever serves your practice today. So again, noticing. Notice your breath. Start to anchor your body. And let the breath move things. Whether it's stuck in the body or stuck in the mind. Just noticing, releasing and letting go. And then start to notice the mind. Notice those stories, patterns, or habits. And I want you just to start to become curious about it. Whatever pops up. So instead of getting a reaction or an emotion, so maybe anger or hate, or feeling a certain way towards it, just notice. Notice what it is. And then just sit with that for a moment. Becoming curious of it. And not judging. So again, you can either keep the hands where they are. You're going to take the left hand to the heart, right hand to the belly. You can keep those eyes closed if you'd like to, or you can keep them open. Again, whatever serves you today. And then just start to feel the breath. Feel the belly expanding. Feel the chest expanding. Feel the ribs expanding. Taking a few deep breaths here. Just sitting with the breath for a moment. Feeling it move throughout the whole entire body here. Beautiful. So again, take a nice deep breath in. I want you to start to feel that heartbeat. Feel the things that go on throughout the body. And just sit with that for a moment. Feel it. If you want, you can keep those hands where they are. You can bring them by the side. Again, whatever serves you here. But staying with that breath, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then just exhale, begin to release, let it go. Notice that heartbeat. And then staying with the breath, we're going to notice what starts to go on in the mind. Do you go to a story and all of a sudden your shoulders come up or your back starts hurting? I want you to be aware of this and not trying to control it, or judge it or change it. We're just going to sit with it for a moment, whatever that may be to you. So staying with the breath, taking a nice deep breath in, sending the breath to any tight or tension spots you might be holding on to. Breathing here. Releasing here and letting it go. Notice that heartbeat. Notice the breath. Notice the mind. So I want you just to start to become curious about how the body reacts when the mind thinks something. How we can start to hold that in our body. And just breathe with this for a moment. Notice what starts to pop up. And then just becoming more aware of our emotions and our habits. How they can lead to the body acting or reacting. And how we can just control that with the breath. With a positive mindset. And just with being in the present moment in our own bodies. So taking a nice deep breath in. Feel those shoulder blades slide down the back. Noticing. So again, just notice if you're holding on to any tension, any tightness. Is it manifesting itself in your body somehow? And if it is, just becoming curious. Is it coming from a thought? And is this thought even real? Or was this something we were taught a long time ago? So coming back to the breath, if you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. Notice what starts to happen. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of your body. Noticing your mind. And then also just noticing how our thoughts can trigger the body. And being able to distinguish between what is false and what is true. What is based in reality and what is based in our false mindset. So we're just going to end out the practice with 10 deep breaths here. You can close the eyes if you want to, or keep them open. Again, whatever serves you. Focus on the breath. Come back to the breath. Notice your heartbeat. Notice if you're holding any stories or any tight or tenseness in the body. And then using that breath to release those spaces. becoming curious of our thoughts, and being able to move past what is true and what is just a story that we were told, or that we told ourselves. Again, just taking a few deep breaths here, sitting with this. Breathing here into this space, releasing and letting go. So just bringing those hands to heart center, being grateful for our practice today together. My name is Tiffany Grove. Again, I'm with my Wellness Grove. The divine in me sees the divine in you. Namaste.